What's poppin'? It's your boy King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, California King, Westside Boss Worldwide. Y'all know what time it is. And we're live right behind the scenes on set doing my videos for the album Freedom. So it's a lot of revolutionary songs coming through. It's a 24-track album and so much inspirational music coming through from your boy King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. For those who want to know more about my personality, my biography, and my upbringing, basically, I was born May 23rd, 1986. I'm a Gemini, and I was born in London. I grew up in the United States of America. Basically, I also have roots in Africa because my father is actually from the Biafran Kingdom, as in the eastern part of Nigeria in West Africa. And he hails from Idiato North in Imo State. From royal heritage, basically my father's father is the king of Arundizo in Idiato North, Imo State, Nigeria. And though it sounds all rosy and everything, when you hear about my background and where I came from, coming from royalty and all that, fact of the matter is, well, my dad, after he met my mom in Nigeria, this was before I was born, they supposedly fell in love and went on their honeymoon to the UK in London. My dad went heavily into drug abuse. He was dealing in drugs and started, taking the drugs that he was dealing. Eventually, my dad got locked up in jail. He was out of my life and out of the picture for 5 years into my childhood. So my mom, had to take the toll of being the father and the mother of my family. And she later took us to the United States of America. We were there for a couple of years. We also went to Jamaica, Singapore, a whole lot of countries. And when we came back to Nigeria, that was around the time my dad had come out from prison, and he was back home in West Africa, Nigeria. You know what I mean? My mom brought us all home so that we could get to know our father. And at this point in time, he was still recovering from being sober, taking all the drugs and all the stuff he'd done all over the years, At that point in time, that was when I started having experience watching him abuse my mom, because my dad was really a violent person. At the time he fell sick and he wasn't mentally stable, his family kind of isolated us, my family and I. You know what I mean? His siblings took most of his assets because they knew he wasn't mentally stable to control things that belonged to him. So it basically left me and my family out cold. At a point in time when the abuse was going on too much and my mom couldn't take it, she managed to take me and my brothers and my sister, who was now giving birth to when we came back from America and Nigeria. She took us to Ghana. We were there for a while until we came back home to Nigeria, and it wasn't too long before we could reconnect with my father, and he passed away, you know what I mean? So there's a whole lot of long stories that I don't want to go into because that's a whole nother convo, you know what I mean? And we're trying to just get straight into the album of my music and what it entails and what it stands for humanity. So to cut a long story short, it was later along the line that my father's siblings even started to appreciate us. I mean, they were totally void and not at all present in my life growing up. For me and my siblings, we were always on our own. My dad's brothers and sisters never cared. It was only along the line his father, my grandfather, started to financially support us to an extent. And also my dad's younger brother, my Uncle Dan, gave some financial support to an extent. When we fully came back from Ghana and America and Jamaica and whatever, and we was, trying to establish ourselves here in Nigeria and West Africa. So basically my music talks about most of the things that I don't really bring to the light in my interviews. When you listen to my songs, you can really take bits and pieces of like my upbringing and my biography. You get to understand the type of person that I am, being King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, Westside Boss, the California King, Tupac resurrected in the flesh. Y'all know what it is. And for those of you who wanted to know my real name, because I've seen a lot of your questions on my Twitter and my Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it's Rocky Moore Kanye. Although basically it's obvious everyone is more accustomed to my alias Rocky Moore Shakur or King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. As per my beliefs, like, I'm not a religious person. Like, so many of the experiences that I've gone through in my life, you know, just gave me an insight on how a lot of injustice has been done to humanity. Basically in the fact that white people, even though they don't necessarily use violence as a tool to control other races besides themselves, they like fell back on the platform of them having, you know, mind control, and in the sense that they gave Africa religion, most especially Africa, the third world countries, because they saw that if they don't, like, you know, take their violent tentacles and the colonialism out of the third world countries, then it would look like they are not the democratic regime that they want the world to believe they are, coming to emancipate other countries. And, you know, so basically from my experience and you know, from lessons that I learned over the years, my family and I became very conscious at an early stage in my life. I stopped going to church when I realized the Bible was full of lies and fairy tales, because in common sense, anybody who knows like where they're coming from should appreciate the fact that all life on earth started from Africa. And this is the basic, you know, like dilemma that's really, you know, controversial to people. It's hard for people to accept because they always want to belittle the fact that Africans have a prominent role to play in evolution, you know what I mean? So once you unearth that fact and the truth that Africans are the founders and the ancestors of life, then it makes you to start asking questions about everything you've been taught in school. And, you know, basically it's a lot of fallacies, you know what I mean, like in the system that we believe in. Well, not myself, because I'm no more living in the matrix. Since I accepted the fact that I'm God on earth, every conscious black person is a physical deity, is a god on this planet earth, and this is the reality that's been hidden from humanity. It's something that my music has been there to, you know, spread light on. It's always a platform for people to be mind awakening and more thought provoking in how they live their lives on a daily basis. Yeah, so basically, even scientifically, it's been proven that humanity is as old as, if not 1 million years old. There's been fossils of Africans, and I'm talking about black Africans, that have been found here in Africa, and they've dated as old as 450,000 years to 1 million years old. You know what I mean? The only evidence of like white people having come into planet Earth was just down the line to a period of about, let me say, 5,000 years ago, which goes to show that we are the parents of all races. All races came from Africans. You know what I mean? We are the aboriginals of planet Earth. All life started from us. You know what I mean? So there's no way that white people can bring their Christianity, which is what they did after colonialism and slavery. They brought Christianity, Islam, and all these religions and tried to brainwash it into Africans and trick them to forget about their history and how they evolved and how they actually are the source of life. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make any sense, because when you think about it logically, there's no way that people that are your offspring can come and tell you, the parents of humanity, how you started to exist. It's the other way around, you know what I mean? We are supposed to tell the story to humanity about how everyone came on earth into existence. So these are things that are not being taught in school. That's why I was like, taking it upon myself as an artist to be mentally conscious so I could bring all these messages to light, to awaken my people and to change the world. Just like my nigga Tupac Amaru Shakur once said, even if he isn't going to change the world, he will spark the brain that will change the world. And I am, being King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, the brain and the mind that is changing the world. So listen to my message and watch all of my music. Make sure you tune into my handle, youtube.com/Mr. Thug Rock, from your boy Westside Boss, King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. As for music that I listen to, there's a whole lot of people that inspired me, and the way I rap and sing, you know what I mean? First of all, why the name Makaveli Tu is because I have like dual personalities, in the sense that I don't just rap perfectly and sing as well. I have like this, should I call it a versatility within myself, that when I rap I sound exactly like Tupac. When I sing, it's a mix of like Craig David and Chris Brown at the same time. You know what I mean? So based on that conception, that was where I realized like the name Makaveli Tu would do justice to my identity as an artist. You know what I mean? And that's how the name Makaveli Tu just popped up, and ever since it's stuck, and everybody just knows me to be King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. And why King is because my family's from royalty in Africa, and we nationalized in America, so basically on the worldwide platform I'm a king. And that's what my music and my name entails. That's what my story is bringing to the forefront, you know what I mean, to inspire humanity. So there's a whole lot of things, you know what I mean. I can't really talk about everything that personifies who I am, but most of the things that you can learn from me is through my music. When you listen to my songs word for word and you watch my videos, you get to understand the picture that I'm painting for everyone. So look out for the album from your boy King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, Westside Boss. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, also to my nigga Chidex, and all the fallen revolutionaries that have actually paved the way for people like us to tell our story to the world today. And we're talking about fallen revolutionaries like Malcolm X, Fela Kuti, Tupac Amaru Shakur, Nipsey Hussle, Extentation, a lot of them. These are people that have really made music what it is, and they've actually used their platform to make thought-provoking artists such as myself be courageous enough to bring our story to the forefront and inspire humanity the way that we're doing today. So yeah, that's basically what it is. And there's a whole lot of artists I listen to. I listen to 50 Cent, I listen to Nicki Minaj, I listen to Cardi B, I listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony, I listen to Michael Jackson, I listen to Craig David, I listen to Ja Rule sometimes. Wow. And about movies that I watch a whole lot of movies. I watch Twilight. I watch from part 1 to 5 of Twilight. I really love the acting and the chemistry of what's his name? Kristen Stewart. Sorry, that's her name, right? Yeah, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. The chemistry they brought to the screen on Twilight, I just love that. I watch cartoons as well. I love these Korean telenovelas like Iron King from Ji-sung and Haji Won, Empress Ki. All these things are stuff that like put my mind on the plateau that I usually am when I create my music and I bring my stories to the limelight, you know what I mean? So there's a whole lot. I can't really talk about like all the artists that I really listen to their music. There's so many of them that inspire me, but as time goes on, the more you watch and listen to my songs, watch my videos, you get to understand where I'm coming from. Peace out from your boy, Westside Boss, California King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. Okay, for those of you like who wanted a word of like inspiration from me, like to my fans all over the world, what I would say is the most important thing in life is doing what everybody says you can't do, and like being persistent with your dreams, no matter what anybody tells you. That's always been like my motto, my pledge to myself, and it's brought me this far. I mean, you know what I mean? Growing up as an artist, there was a lot of setbacks for me in the beginning, but like I've always been consistent, and that has brought me to the level that I am today worldwide. Born in Ghana, in America, like I've had a lot of record labels close the doors to me, and they were like, nah, they don't want to work with me and stuff. So I made myself the industry and the commodity that's broadly accepted in the world today, and now people loving my music is because I was motivated and I was always persistent to follow up and follow through with my dreams. And it got to the time I saved up money from hustling both on the street and working hard with my family. I put money together, I bought my own video camera, and I learned how to edit my own music videos. Actually, I learned how to edit my music videos within 3 days. You know what I mean? So it's giving me the opportunity to put out consistent content of my music videos. Like anytime I record a song, like the next day the video comes out and it's online, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on, you know what I mean, Instagram, everywhere, and I'm pushing the promos and people feeling my material. It's because I believe in myself. So what I would tell everybody that wants to be somebody in the world today, and want to be a positive individual to your community, is no matter what the world thinks of you, what matters is that you believe in yourself, just like I do. So that's the inspirational word from your boy, Westside Boys, California King, Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu. Y'all know what time it is. Stay true, watch out for the album from your boy, Worldwide, Westside, Thug Life.
Hey everybody, this is Prince of Yoha at Zagandivo. I just listened to the song Freedom by Makaveli Tu. It is the bomb. Y'all need to go listen to this track. It's inspirational. It's got a whole lot of important messages for y'all to understand. Just check it out, man. Give a shout out.
This is KG 2016. We're in Arondi Zog, to be precise, at in my compound. There's the wine, Charity Rojobinane Kanu. Around these other people were jubilating and enjoying celebrations all over. And I would like to use this opportunity to invite everyone to come and witness the great festival in Igbo land at the Zoo.
Hey guys, we're right here in R&D's Imo State, and we're celebrating the KG Festival 2016, and it's really been great fun. My name is Princess Kanu, and stay tuned, okay?
Yeah.
Ciao.
The self-posted, watch out for Makaveli Tu.
It's really going well because today is the end of the KG, so we're going out to celebrate the last day and come home happy for it to be next year.
King Thug Rock,
It's a nice
Makaveli Tu.
celebration.
Worldwide, King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu.
Revolutionary, Ghetto King
Live behind the scenes right here, making my Diva album. Y'all know what time it is, and I'm gonna use this platform to say rest in power to my nigga Nipsey Hussle, also Tupac, Amari Shakur, and one of the realest homeboys that I know, Chidex. Basically, this particular song, titled Freedom, is dedicated to all these fallen revolutionaries, rebels that stand up for the community, the black race, worldwide. Dedicated this one for y'all. Stay tuned and watch out for the album from your boy King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu. Westside Boys.
Look up in the sky, the mosquito flies, another reason why everybody died. One little mosquito bite is enough to take a life.
Boy King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu. Y'all know what time it is. Anyway, in regards to what I said in my last interview, I just wanted to set the record straight, because I know a lot of people be thinking I'm racially prejudiced based on the fact that I pronunciate the fact that blacks are the progenitors, the landlords of Mother Earth, the progenitors of life. We are the creators of all humanity. And I know it bothers a lot of people to listen to me talk like this, but first and foremost, just so we can set it clear, I have no discriminatory feelings toward anyone, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a racist, basically. I love all races. I love my white folks, I love Latinos, I love Arabians, I love Koreans, I love Asians, and myself, you know what I mean? I love black folks. I just want people to appreciate the fact that humanity all started from the black race. I just want the fact that our stories and our history that's been mistold should be retold so that the truth can pave the way to where we have a better world and a better future for our children and for the next generations to come. You know what I mean? Because this has nothing to do with spooks. It has nothing to do with mysticism like religion and Christianity and all of that garbage force-fed a lot of people to believe. Scientifically, it's been proven. We, the black people, are the only race who possess the Eve gene. You know what I mean? And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the Eve gene is a characteristic that we, the black people, have in our DNA that allows only us to produce every other color, every other race on this planet Earth. It's only in our DNA that characteristic is found. You know what I mean? Like, it's because we have the Eve gene in our DNA, we're able to give birth to both white, Latino, Arab, Asians, whatever. So it's very clear to see based on this synthesis that the only way that all races could have come into existence and could have evolved into what we are today in the world is based on being given birth to by we, the black race, by the black woman, to be precise. And the first God on earth that everyone should pay tribute to and be appreciative to is the black woman, because even the first God, the first black God that came into existence on earth was given birth to by the black woman. And the most, like, how do I categorize this? The most ideological perspective we can use to relate to this is the fact that all life in the universe starts from blackness. The universe is black. Even light cannot be given birth to without evolving out from the darkness in the universe. And you know, even though the Bible is full of lies and Christianity is full of a lot of garbage, they couldn't even hide the fact, you know, when they said it in their so-called literature, that in the beginning the world was dark. You know what I mean? And for anything to evolve and give life, it has to come out from the womb of darkness, and Mother Earth is blackness. You know what I mean? So yeah, even light was given birth to from dark. You know what I mean? So and when you even logically think about it, like whether it be a Chinese person or a Latino, Korean, white, whatever, we black people, like, I being my skin tone, dark skin tone, I can also like have intercourse with another dark skin tone person, or just logically any dark skin tone person and another can have intercourse. And no matter how black they are or how dark, brown, or whatever they are, they can give birth to someone who's totally like white, they can give birth to a white person. They can give birth to someone who looks Asian, someone who doesn't even have any similarity in skin tone of a black person. You know what I mean? So all this common synthesis will tell you a lot of things. It's right under our noses for us to capture. It's right there for us to see that reality isn't what schools are teaching people to believe. You know what I mean? You gotta create your own reality and not based on mysticism. Seeing is believing.
I think it's recording. It's red, right?
Yeah, it's your boy Makaveli Tu, alongside my man, my brethren, all the way from Germany. Watch out for the album, A Blazing Things in the Ghetto. You know, we taking over, revolution time, you know.
Yeah man, massive and cool, you have to ready, you know, Commander Messiah all the way from Germany, original Nigerian artist, represent the whole of Africa. Makaveli Tu, you know. It's a respect to the world, you know, respect Africa, respect everybody in the world, mother, father, everybody, picnic them, one love,
Emancipation, you know, let's say. Alright, and stay tuned. West Side. Cut.
It's
Seriously.
hold on, please.
So, okay. It's your boy Makaveli Tu. Come closer, I want it to be happy. Yeah, just like that. It's recording, right? Yeah. Okay. It's your boy Makaveli Tu, West Side Boys. Watch out for the album, King Thug Rock, The Nemesis. Stay tuned. I'm right here with my sweet angel, Marianne. Still representing the West Side, King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu. Y'all know what time it is. And, well, like back to the pop quiz questions that I got from my #1 fans all over the world. I just seen on my Twitter, like someone wanted to know what are the qualities that attract me to my ideal woman. Well, basically, especially where it has to do with African women all over the world, I love women who are proud of their natural qualities, most especially their hair, because like in my travels as a youngster, you know, growing up all over the world, I've come to realize that African women really misrepresent themselves. Like they are not proud of their natural hair, and that thing is something that really irritates me. Like it's a turn off. You know what I mean? I don't like women who wear artificial hair and fixed weave-ons and all that stuff. It's disgusting because like when you check your heritage, you're supposed to know as an African woman, like all walks of life, all humanity, all races sprung from the womb of Mother Africa. Before there was life on this earth, it was basically with Mother Africa, and the children of Mother Africa are we the black people. It's not being racially prejudiced, it's just being realistic. Anything aside from that they tell you is a lie and it's stupid. You know what I mean? It's ethical in a sense that, you know, colonial times and slavery have really washed out on black people's mentality that it's better to have white, you know, appearance, both with their hair. Okay, now basically we're still talking about the hair. You know what I mean? Like, the African hair is the only original form of hair on earth. Like, when you check it, other animals have fur. You know what I mean? And the African hair is the only hair on earth that is curly. Every other animal has straight hair. And to tell you that black people's form of hair is so precious, and yet white people have made, you know, black society to hate themselves so much that they want to go and wear a weave-on of someone else's dead hair from other races to make themselves look beautiful, which is just awful. You know what I mean? When I see it, it makes me sad. You know what I mean? It's a real turn off. So if I'm like going to be attracted to a woman, especially where it has to be Africa, she has to be someone who wears her natural hair. What's happening? What's popping? It's your boy, King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu, California boys, live in the building behind the scenes with MTV, and we're about to go in deep into more of those questions and answers coming from your boy exclusively. So just watch out and stay tuned. Y'all know what time it is. West Side, Thug Life. It's poppin'. For those of you who don't know, my real name is Shakur-MTV. And worldwide, as everyone already knows, y'all recognize me as King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu. Basically, I'm 34 years old. I was born May 23rd, 1986. And I'm African American, although I come from an ancestry that has heritage from the cradle of all humanity, being Mother Africa, where all life started from in Igbo land. My father's father is the king of the AJZ Kingdom in Narandi Zone in Diatu North local government, Igbo State, Nigeria. Although I never really grew up in Nigeria, over the years I did come back and forth to Nigeria, and then I stayed in America. Basically, I was born in London. I've been to America, I've been to London, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Mexico. Which other countries I've been? Okay, I've also been to Canada. So all of these places, I spent years of my life growing up to become the man that I am today. And in Africa, I've also been to 3 countries. I've been to Cameroon, I've been to Ghana, and also Nigeria, of course. So yeah, basically all of these places comprises of the elements and, you know, like the background lessons that I learned as an adolescent to make me the brown guy that I am today, and a superstar rap artist that y'all recognize as Westside, California King Boss, King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, worldwide. So yeah, basically that's it about me. For things that I've not talked about myself, you just have to keep on watching my music videos, because like I said before, there's things I do not say about my personality so much in my interviews, but I'm more at liberty to express these things whenever I'm rapping on my songs or singing in my songs. So you got to just keep tuned in, stay locked on to my music videos, watch my videos on MTV, and always check up on my channel too, www.MrThugRock, youtube.com/MrThugRock. You'll always be updated with brand new music videos, interviews, and tours, live stage shows from me, from your boy, King Thug Rock Makaveli Tu, West Side. Y'all know what time it is.
Yo, people, you all know who it is. It's your boy Shakur. And I had to let y'all know this behind the scene of Makaveli Tu. You know, like, there's a new great song coming out, so watch out for it. Alright? Yeah, peace.
Vito, this is Makaveli Tu behind the scenes. Coming through your way. Watch out for the leaders, bro.
Now in the location, my homeboy King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu.
King Thug Rock, Makaveli Tu. Baby girl, every day I sit to think of you.